Hi friends! Okay, I'm trying some new things that Art Fantasies taught me about. Maybe I'll do a better job this time. My first time was definitely not even sophomoric, it was freshman. Okay, here is part 2. It's 11:28, the first one of the day. The Mayan day was 7 Earth, and I was pretty distracted. I didn't put a time on this one. I have some good links for you, and the last one is called Art Dance of a Thousand Hands, and it's a bunch of beautiful, beautiful deaf women dancing. You will be totally amazed. Click over. Okay, now here's my written journal. I've been sun gazing, so let's see if I have to wait a while longer to do this. Okay, let's do something different, really different. You might think I'm nuts when I share it, and I might think I'm nuts when you decide to participate. Here's what I'd like you to do. First, go into heart. If you're not familiar with that, that's fine. Just center your attention in the middle of your chest. Ready? Got it? Okay, now take a deep breath in. Hold for a few seconds, and then release it completely. Get rid of that stale air in the bottom of the lungs. Use the muscles of your gut, bend forward a little bit, and really clean the air out of your lungs. You'll know you've done a good job of it when you have no desire to inhale and you can just sit there with no breath for a bit. I don't know why it works like that. Now, look at your life in this now moment. Of course, you're breathing normally now. Look at your life. I want you to give me your problems. One problem each, please. Don't overload me, okay? I'd like you to choose something that's been a persistent issue with you over time, something that really bugs you or gets you down or something you see as definitely negative. Now take your time. Sleep on it if you need to. If you want the best return on this, let it be a really pesky issue you share rather than something small or something from mind. Let heart advise you and help you choose. Now, here's what I'd like to do with your problems. Now, it would be nice, of course, if I could wave some sort of fairy wand or crystal or something, and make them all go away. Please, do not put that expectation on me. That's not what this is. What I plan to do, if and as Spirit is willing, is to demonstrate what I mean by flexible perspective, only using your issues. That's enough said for now. I don't want to give it all away. Let it be a bit of a surprise. One of the major things I've discovered in life is just how important our vision is, which floats on our angle of view. Our perspective. Vision is an active thing, not passive, as mind would think. By that, I mean that just by shifting your vision, often things that were viewed as problems will go away. They will morph right before your eyes into something more positive instead. Yeah, sometimes just by looking, problems simply dissolve. That's powerful. But that's for your alchemy. That's not, that's something that you need to do. It's not my plan here. It won't always happen like that, of course. Some issues are so ingrained, maybe having been carried over from lifetime to lifetime, and they have our vision entrained. They've dug a deep groove like a river or maybe even a Grand Canyon or two. As soon as you even label something as a problem, you've created one. In reality, it's just what it is. It's just an issue. But by labeling it, you've altered the energy in its field and in your field. So to please you, it will comply and become a problem. Somewhere along the line, I realized that there are no problems at all. Now keep in mind that this is heart vision we're discussing, so stay out of mind with it. When mind chips in with its 2 cents worth, just look the other way and get back into heart. Or just look toward heart while ignoring mind. Over time, you'll be amazed at how good you get at this. You've likely heard the saying, if you believe you're successful, you are. If you believe you're a failure, you are. I have found it to be true. What we believe carries tremendous weight, quite controlling our outcome. Now, of course, we're programmed to believe the worst, not just about self, but about everything, everyone, the whole world. I bet you can recognize that. It's been staring you in the face all your life. Well, that being the case, then the reverse can also be applied. How? Simply by changing those beliefs. They're yours, after all. It takes a serious intention, but it's not hard. It can be done. After all, they're your beliefs, not someone else's. You own them. So, march to the beat of a different drummer and take control. Take charge of your beliefs. By doing so, you'll take charge of your life. And you can start by no longer labeling anything a problem, just labeling it an issue. Or if it's really terrible, as a challenge. But nothing is a problem unless you believe it is. Now, it helps to believe in magic, the celestial kind. When we enter heart, we enter a truly magical kingdom, one where we reign as the king, as the queen, as the regent, whatever. It may take some time, probably not much, to grow into those shoes, to grow into that crown, but it is designed for us. It's generally a matter of clearing things out of our way, of letting things go. Now, don't let me brand your journey, though. Don't believe what I say, not until you prove it out for yourself. And this is really important. Anytime we vest blind belief in someone or something, we give our power away to something external. That is, unless we've run it by heart, and heart says okay. Well, if the truth is that there is nothing external, that everything exists within us instead, then that can be a successful strategy. It's based on a lie. It's really easy to take apart. Most of what we currently believe is all based on lies. Most of you know that, having found out the hard way. You're the way showers, the waking up ones, or the awakened. Our 3D reality is not a pretty sight. At least that's how things have been presented to us. But wait, maybe that too is just another lie. Maybe things really are okay. And maybe they're better than that. Maybe they're just fine. Have you ever considered that? I've come to believe that if the government's mouth is moving, it's in my best interest to believe the opposite of what's being said. They simply always lie. Whether they mean to or not is another discussion. So I think it says then, face it that the lie, face it that they lie and deceive is a regular way of doing business. They don't believe they can retain power any other way. Well, our job is not to fight or oppose that. Are you listening? Hello? To do so is to become entangled, to become embroiled in their chicanery. What you resist persists, right? What you fight, you become. It's because you're directly engaging the energy, and you can't play in the dirt, in the mud, without getting dirty. Pretty simple, even though we're programmed not to see this, not to realize it. So, how about instead we march to our own tune, not the one imposed on us? Let's go a different way. Instead of fighting, which they don't mind at all, by the way. They like that. Then they can impose the jackboot, you know? Instead, let's just walk away. Let's withdraw ourself and our sacred energy from their twisted matrix, from their way of viewing things. Parenthetically, I've said, you can believe they don't personally see things that way, but it's what they want us to believe in order to maintain control. What we want is to divorce the powers that were and all governments and ruling bodies, to just break away from believing a single thing they say. We withdraw our energy. We take back our power, in other words. We're no longer willing to be manipulated, forced to think in certain ways, to think along certain lines. We don't need to have our beliefs spoon-fed to us over the evening news. We leave the left brain behind. Are you brave enough to give it a go? A lot of folks aren't. The best and easiest way to get out from under mind's dominion, for the powers that were have made our minds into their tool, is to slip down into heart. Once we gain some comfort with our new digs, we can begin schooling the mind to take up its new place as second to heart. Now, eventually, it will come along nicely once you convince it just how serious you are. So, if you're not, don't even bother. You won't succeed. This new day, this new age, is a time of choosing our own beliefs. No more force feeding of others' beliefs, thank you very much. Not only no, but hell no. We're not interested in being owned. We're not sleeple anymore. We're waking up, going our own way. And vision is critical, is key in that. The whole thing is about a major change, a shift in vision. It will help with ascension as well. Now, how's that for a nice side effect, huh? At a certain point, I am hoping that what happened to me will happen to you. You'll wake up one day from a nice sleep and realize you haven't got any problems. Not even one. You won't be sure where they have gone, but that's quite okay. Hey, we're dropping interests and preferences and old eating habits right and left. The most recent one to go for me was coffee. One day I just woke up and wasn't interested in it anymore. Now, I didn't immediately just quit. That would be to put mind in charge, and project out into the future. Instead, I just watched the self and did what I felt like doing. It's much more fun like that. So I watched my daily, once mandatory cup of coffee just drop away little by little. Sometimes I'd go days without any. And then one day I'd make a pot, but I wasn't making a big pot anymore, just a small one, then even smaller. I'm down to a cup, maybe 2 a week, and that's cups, not pots. Amazing when you consider that it hit me broadside. This is not something that mind decided to do. No, it just happened. I know this sort of thing is happening with a lot of us. Heck, maybe all of us? I don't know. You can let me know in the comments. That would be nice. Anyway, The very same thing happened with all of my problems. They quite literally just melted away, and I don't know where they went, and I'm not looking for them. As near as I can tell, the vision shift is at the heart of it. So it's surely worth looking into for yourself, seems to me. Now, I don't mean to dangle a carrot out in front of you. Really, I don't. You're not a mule. It's not like that. I do mean to empower you and to lift you up, or rather to uplift you. I'm well aware that I'm not your answer. You are. But that's such a radical shift from the crap we've been told all of our lives that sometimes it takes some nutball coming along with some radical idea to help us see something. So laugh, break up the tension. Sometimes it just works. Now again, it's because vision is so very key, yet we're not that good at seeing the self just yet. So we can reflect off of one another. We can use someone else's ideas or views and just try them on and see how they fit. If they work, great. If they don't, what have we lost? The wave has arrived, my friends. It is carrying us along. So let's not fight the current. There's no good future in that. Rather, let's learn to go with the flow. And to do that, first we must educate our vision, as in the first video series above. The one where he teaches you how to see these hidden snoops in the sky. I don't believe for a minute that they're ET. They're very terrestrial, in my view. All it takes is for someone to point out a new way of looking, of seeing things, and then we can try it out. It takes some effort at first. Old habits sometimes die hard. We're used to hiding things from ourselves just the way we were programmed to. But that's okay. One day you'll be surprised to discover that simply everything is okay. Stay out of mind with that. Even better, everything is actually quite wonderful. But do remember, that's heart vision. Don't go to mind for it. You'll just come out with a spiritual ego. You don't want that. Now, this is something that mind has to follow. It can't lead. And I've discovered that if you're sufficiently determined, you can even bring mind into a willing, cooperative partner of heart. Have fun while you're at it. Don't make this hard stuff, okay? Now, that's the best way of them all. With that, you have the yin and the yang in beautiful balance, in partnership. You can just imagine the increase in power that flows from this quite naturally, as in physics. You can do this. In the end, you may discover that it's not really a doing. Instead, it's like it's doing you somehow. You're being danced. You've gotten into the current to go with the flow, and now you're flowing. You find out how effortless it can be to be carried along in arms of light, in the divine flow, the river of life. I'll leave it to each one to discover just how beautiful this is. I haven't words for it. Nor can thought fill in the gaps. It can't reach high enough or deep enough inside, same thing. And again, I'll remind you, this is heart vision. So if you do nothing else, do spend some time training the self to focus awareness in the center of the chest and keep it there. Spend time there. The rest, it'll come in like magic. Heart is where you catch the ride on the river of life, whose current takes you up, up and away into the great beyond. Again, no words exist for this. It's all metaphor, but that's okay too. I'd much rather you have the experience for yourself than believing in something I say here. So go for it. This is much closer than you may have thought. And don't forget to dig up one of those problems and share it with me in the comments before they all disappear. Namaste. Truly, you are another me. I am another you. We're not only brethren, we are one. P.S. There are 3 links in this transcript. The first one illustrates a change in vision, a practical application of that. The second one to illustrate what many consider a very serious problem, smart meters and all they represent. Though it's just a short trailer, I think it demonstrates the issue well. Finally, the last link is to the Dance of 1,000 Hands. You'll be deeply amazed. I don't recall, but I think it brought me to tears the first time I saw it. It's a true work of art. So I hope you'll click over, use the link in the description box on YouTube or Blip TV or wherever you find this to take advantage of these powerful video links. Those women that are dancing to that music, they're all deaf. They cannot hear. So they have guides. I think I might have counted 4 to give them and help them keep the beat and stay together. It's an awesome work of art. It's just beauty for beauty's sake. Oh, and finally, please be sure to enjoy. Best way to do that is to view them all from heart.